everyone. Happy Wednesday. We are just getting set up here, and I'm in kind of a bit of a kerfuffled state right now because we had something happen just before we went on air today that threw us all for a bit of a loop. So we are only broadcasting on YouTube today. So we're still investigating why, but when I went to get set up for today's episode, I got a message that we were no longer allowed to live stream into our virtual crop Facebook group. So I'm really hoping that I know that the team at home office there was posting some messages in the Facebook group to direct people who were looking for our episode today over to the YouTube channel. But if any of you are watching and are both on the Facebook group and YouTube somehow, if you can help direct people over here, because this is the only place we are streaming to. It's the only place we're able to stream to today. So yeah, it's one of those things, you roll with the punches. We'll figure it out, but we'll see if this is a temporary type of situation, a permanent type of situation. We'll have to start investigating tomorrow and see where we're at. So I feel a bit kerfuffled because that's what I've been dealing with for the last little while. But man, I'm so glad to be here with you guys. This is great. It's good to see you all. If we haven't met before, my name is Noreen Smith. I am the Product Development Creative Manager at Creative Memories. And each and every Wednesday, I get to be with you in some way, shape, or form, and in some place, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or a pre-recorded video. But I get to spend some time with you, and we talk about doing some fast and fun ideas using our Creative Memories products. And again, it's really all about giving you some tips and tricks on getting things done fast, right? We know that time is a precious commodity. And we also know that you love scrapbooking. So we love to try and figure out ways to make your scrapbooking easier, to make your memory keeping easier, to make it beautiful, to make it fun, to not make it a stressful thing, but a super fun thing in your life. So hello to everybody. I'm getting lots and lots of comments. So again, I'm hoping that we've got some of our regular Facebook viewers who have been able to come on over and join us on YouTube. And we will get all of this cleared up in the next couple of days or so. We'll figure out what's going on. But today, I'm revved up. I don't know about you guys, but I am revved up and ready to go. I am so excited about the new collection that we have just launched called Revved Up. And for those of you who know me, my husband is a motorcycle collector, aficionado, enthusiast. He's a rider, he's a racer, he's a collector. He likes the idea of rebuilding, but he usually gets some help with that. But he loves all things, motorsports, motorcycle. So over the many years that we've been together, he's had a variety of motorcycles. We've done off-roading. We've done, we've gone to classic car shows. We've done all the things, and I am so excited to now have this Revved Up collection so that I can really document kind of concisely and easily all of those things that we've done in regards to motorsports. And I know that so many of you are excited about it as well. It's one of the most requested things that we've, themes, I guess, that we've had over the last couple of years. And we are so excited to bring it to you. And we've done it in a way that I think will take a collection and allow it to be tailored to whatever kind of motorsport you are documenting. So we're going to be doing some of that today. And we're going to be focusing on the tools, because I think these tools in particular are going to really be very versatile, whether you are documenting, a classic car show or a motorcycle rally, a motocross race, or rebuilding a kit car in your garage. Any of those things, it's going to be able to have a fast and fun layout made from the tools, because the tools are going to be what's really helpful. Yeah, I'm seeing lots and lots of comments here. Terry, I saw a photo actually of you not too long ago, Terry. You know, you and your husband just got your motorcycle out for the season. So, yeah, there's lots of us who love that. Vicki Long is another Creative Memories advisor that comes to mind. She and her husband do cross-country trips on their bikes together. So I know that many of you are excited about this. So let me flip you over your view over to my table, and let's talk really quickly about the collection. And then let's get into using these two amazing new tools to make 3 different layouts. We're going to try to get 3 layouts done today. Okay, so Revved Up. Like I said, start your engines, ladies. This is a great collection. Our paper pack, as you can see, we've got some accents of red, but we've also kind of got these rusty umber colors in here as well. But we've got cranberry and red, we've got hot fudge, the brown tones, we've got black, we've got cool gray. And I think you'd find that any of our shimmers, our metallic shimmers, are going to go great with this as well. So gold shimmer, bronze shimmer, platinum shimmer. They're going to look awesome. So we've got things like, the tire tread, the metal plates that look kind of that crisscross design. Collages, tire tracks. We've got these great sort of grungy papers that really remind me years ago of Old Co's rugged collection. We've got some geometrics. I think these might be pistons. I'm not sure. Again, some great tire tracks. We've got lightning. We've got checkers. We've got gears. I'm going to use one of those today. Some great triangles that are kind of reminiscent of hood ornaments and more sort of that grunge style. So these papers are going to be great for a lot of different events. Plus, you can, of course, because you've got a lot of neutrals like the grays and the blacks, of course, you can pair other colors with them. And I'm going to talk about that when I show you some of my photos. We've got some great stickers. And the stickers are a little bit more general, right? So we've got some more general titles here. It covers a wide variety of motorsports. So we've got, classic, we've got ride on, born to be wild. We've got off-road, racing, mud life. So the stickers themselves cover a lot of different activities. And then the icons are a little bit more generic. We've got, some tools for those who are, rebuilding or building classic cars, maintaining them. The speedometer, wheels, fire and lightning. We've got the road ahead, the race car flags and trophies, gears, all that kind of good stuff. And same with the border stickers, the checkers, that are reminiscent of the checkered flag, chevrons, and then a couple of different versions of tire tracks. So lots of options. We also have a really fun transparent or clear sticker sheet, but this is only available with the Buy It All bundle. So I'm going to come back to, showing you and using this a little bit later on. But the Buy It All bundle goes until next Friday. I believe that's Friday, May 3rd. Includes the paper pack, stickers, the variety map pack, of course, the 2 tools that we're going to talk about, as well as all 4 of the embellishment packs. So when you purchase the Buy It All bundle, you're going to get that extra transparent sticker sheet. So let's talk about these 4 sticker packs, because this is kind of what I was referring to when I said that you could take the more generic or general motorsports themes and really tailor it. So our 4 packs are motorcycle, car racing, off-road, and we've got classic cars, and this doesn't need to be here, so let me just move that. And classic cars. So you can see that they are all in the same style, but each little snack pack, each little kind of smaller pack of just 9 embellishments offers some really specific embellishments that go with each of those kind of activities surrounding motorsports. So again, if you've got a racing enthusiast or you've gone to races, this is going to be a pack that you want to have. If you love classic cars, going to classic car shows, all of that, this is going to be a great one for you. Off-road for motocross and ATVing, that kind of thing. And the one that I'm going to need multiple packs of, as I mentioned, is the motorcycle embellishment. So we're going to use a little bit of all of these. And Yeah, I'm just so excited. As I mentioned, hubby, oh, I forgot about the album. Let me tell you about that in a second. But as I said, hubby has been a motorcycle enthusiast for the past many years, most years of our marriage. And he has collected and ridden many different bikes, Ducatis and classic bikes. He's even got me, of course, on the back of the bike. He's got a great group of friends. They go to all of the bike shows in town. He's developed a wide circle of friends in terms of being able to restore bikes. He belongs to a motorcycle club, which is really a lot of old guys who stand around and really enjoy their bikes. So, not your kind of stereotypical motorcycle club, but he loves it. Every year he participates in the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, which is a worldwide event that raises funds for men's health, men's cancer, men's mental health, that kind of thing. And they always ride their classic bikes and they dress up, in their suits and really dapper. And so he enjoys that. I've got some great photos of from over the years taken of him riding these various bikes. I'm going to use this one today. He and now both my sons really enjoy that now as well. So, they're getting to an age where they get to go and do that together. And we're going to talk about how I can kind of adapt some of these photos because there's such a wide range. And this is really what I was talking about in terms of color. So I love both of these photos, but neither of them has, some of the colors from Revved Up. The other thing is that I have a lot of photos from different, events or different bikes, that kind of thing. So one of the strategies I use when I want to, showcase something, but they are all different, is that I'll print them in black and white or like a sepia tone. So here's that same photo. Love this photo, him on his classic Paul Martin Ducati. There was a bunch of them that went and got photos, photos taken, professional photos taken by our good friend Rob McKay. And this is a beautiful photo and I love the blues in it, but it's going to be way easier to work with when I have it printed in this kind of format with the sepia or the dark gray. Same with this one. The Kawasaki green is definitely something that's going to stand out from the other colors in the layout. So I might want to print something like that. The other thing that's helpful with that is that I can print a variety of different photos that were taken maybe in different times but have the same theme. So these are all different images of his same Ducati bike. This was out on a ride in the foothills of Alberta. This was a ride down in Montana, and this was kind of a professional photo. But they're all of this same bike. So if I wanted to make a layout with, pictures of the same bike, that might look very disparate, very not cohesive. So printing them all in this kind of manner really helps kind of create that cohesiveness. So that's one of the strategies that I've used. Also, even just when I printed these photos off my phone, because these were from the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride from last year, I still had it set as printing with borders. So I wanted to make sure that all three of those photos from that event were printed with the white border. Okay, so just a couple of tips, for using some of these photos that might look very different, but I want to use them, with these kinds of colors and patterns from the Revved Up. So the blues might not look the best. I think it's going to look great now that I've transposed some of these into black and white or the warmer sort of sepia colors. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 layouts. These are just kind of a variety of different photos, but I'm going to do 3 layouts today. I want to use this one large 5x7 photo of Shane at a Giro rally. And then what I did is I actually went in and I printed off the flyer or the program. And again, this was a really bright sort of poster and front of the program to promote the Motogiro for that year. So I went ahead and I also printed it in black and white. So you can see what a difference, and that's going to work really well on the layout. So I'm going to do one layout with that. I'm going to do one layout with these 3 black and white photos of his Ducati race bike, and then a layout with Grayson and Shane at the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. So let's get started with that. Before I put this beautiful album away, this one is going to have pride of place for Shane, I know, because all of his motorcycle pages are going to go in here. So this is the 12 by 12 ebony Revved Up album cover, and I love this matte brown foil with the tire tracks kind of swooping in from the corner and kind of, you know, fading off into the distance. So this is going to be a great album for all of his motorcycle layouts that are going to be done with Revved Up. So love that. All right, well, let's talk first about this tool. Now, this is the new Gear Wheel Border Punch. And I love this one because it's nice and big. Years ago, we had a Gears Border Maker cartridge, and it punched out a great little line of gears, but they were quite small. So I love that this is nice and big. You know, it's a full, let's see, it's about an inch, not quite an inch and a half wide or deep this way because of the offset. And each of those gears is nice and big. I could definitely see punching out these from some platinum shimmer or bronze shimmer, for example, and cutting out some of these individual gears to use as little sprinkle embellishments, because I think that would be really, really nice. So let's do a quick punch. If you don't know about our standalone border punches, let's do a quick punch, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to use many of these punches on my first layout. So all you need to do, they store flat like you can see. I love that there's a picture of what the border looks like on the side. So when you store it in your shelf like I have behind me, I can see them really easily. So just unlock it. And then with our border punches, you're going to slide your paper onto the base plate and line up one edge at either of these 2 black marks on the front. So front is for borders. And I know that there's no necessarily, you know, easy acronym for that, but I kind of think about the sound. Front with the O sound, border with the O sound. On our frame punches that look very similar, frame is on the base. So that's how I remember. So I've just slid some black cardstock into my punch, and you can see that I'm going to line up this edge with this line. Okay, so let's redo that. And then I'm just going to use my right hand. You can do it from either direction, but I'm most comfortable using my right hand, my right thumb, to hold the paper firmly against that back lip so that it doesn't move. And that way you're going to get a nice even border as you punch along. So that's a really important thing to hold on. Then you're going to go ahead with your other hand and punch. And then you're going to move the paper along until the punched shape that's coming out from the border punch covers up the blue image that's on the base plate. So you can see that my black punched shape has covered up the blue picture. So now I know I'm in the right spot. Again, I have my thumb holding that at the back, and I'm going to punch again, and then you just move along. And although we do not designate on the border punches whether they're edge or chain, this is a chain style border punch. As you can see, it separates itself completely from the edge of the paper. So you're going to see with the tire tracks that it is an edge style punch, but this is a chain style punch. Okay. So now I love this one because you can do so many different things. I mean, you can offset it, you can turn it around, you know, you can layer this on another piece of, you know, kind of a tonal paper to set it off and use it as a border. So this is a great one. But anytime I have a nice big border like this, I really enjoy kind of going back to a layout that I created many years ago, but it's still one of my favorites. And some of you will, if you've been following me for a while, you might recognize it. So I'm just going to take this kind of pale gray gears pattern paper, and I've got 10 punched out borders, and I've done 5 in the black and 5 in hot fudge. And all we're going to do is we're going to layer them. And let me see if I can get this right so that, because I've moved them all around. But you see how they kind of start to almost like nest together when you have them all going in the same direction. So we're just going to place them all here. We're going to use a little bit of repositionable adhesive when we get them all in the right place. Just alternating the colors here. And you can see that this is becoming its own sort of pattern. So now we need brown. And you can do this with any, it doesn't have to be now I'm all turned around. There we go. It doesn't have to be the gear wheels. It can be other punches that are of a good size. You do need something that is kind of large, and that will sort of nest together when you arrange it in this way. Okay, so now I can just kind of move them apart just a little bit. This is the part probably that takes the most time. So I'm not going to be super, super picky because I want to show you the technique more so than, make sure that they're perfect. But all we're going to do at this point is we're going to adhere just one edge. So top or bottom, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm actually just going to put my adhesive on the top of the paper because we're just kind of holding it in place. I just want to make sure that I'm getting all the top edges nice and even. And you can see how the bottom edges are just kind of almost like free floating. So just bear with me. I know a lot of times I come on and I have things sort of half done or ready to show you, but this I wanted to show you the whole process. I'm wondering how we're doing with our Facebook gals. I'm hoping, again, some of them have made it over. If you were over on Facebook, saw the message that we were only broadcasting on YouTube today and managed to come on over, just let us know in the comments there so that my mind will be at ease knowing that our Facebook gals got the message. All right, we're coming down to the end. I think I could have spaced that out just a little bit more, but as I said, I want to show you the technique more than a perfect finish. Okay, so that one could have gone over a little bit more. Now you will need a long ruler and a pencil. So I've got this nice big 18-inch, and I'm just going to place it from corner to corner. And you can do this a couple of different ways. You can either draw a line. Let me see if I got a pencil handy. Shoot. I'm going to have to use a little gel pen because I don't have a pencil handy. But you can either draw a line over top of all of these borders, or you could just go ahead and kind of cut them with your scissors using the ruler as a guide, or with an X-Acto knife. It would work well with that as well. Okay? But so I've just gone ahead and I've kind of made these little marks. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut each border along that mark. And you'll want to save these little pieces because you can do the mirror image of this on the opposite page if you wanted to do a 2-page spread. So you can start to see, I think, as I'm cutting these, how this might look. But I love this look of basically creating a brand new pattern using the border strips. Oops. Get that one tacked back down. Again. And yeah, so years ago, I did this, created this layout using, I think it was the Flower Power border, which was a really nice big sort of doily or daisy shaped flower. And I did it in kind of a rainbow color or a bunch of different colors. Let me recut that one more on the line. And people loved it. And again, it's not difficult to do. It just takes a couple extra minutes to get all of this sorted out. Okay, so I got one more. Okay, so you get the idea. And now, of course, I have all of these pieces that I could do the same thing with on another. So don't throw away these pieces that you've cut out. So now I would want to go in and actually, adhere each of these strips down. I could do a little bit of moving around, but I've got this great design now that has a nice sense of movement, focuses on the tool or the design of the punched out shape, and now gives us kind of a whole other look. So we're not just using it as a border, we're really creating an overall pattern with the shape punched from our gear wheels. So for something like this, let me grab my photos. I think this will look great with a nice big picture down here in the corner. And I'm just going to cut this little one out. It's going to be kind of a little companion photo. About 3 by 4. And that's just going to kind of go in there. And I think, of course, it would be great to mat them. So I could mat them onto some black or some hot fudge. And really, that's going to be my layout. Now, let's just have a look at some embellishment opportunities. This is what I had in mind right from the get-go. So the motorcycle rally, something like this is going to be exactly what I envisioned this layout to look like, with all of those little gears in the background creating a really fun design. And then I'll mat these two photos so that they stand out. And then that motorcycle rally is perfect down there. And of course, I could add, get the stickers. I could add, a couple of the little gears or something like that. Almost like little sprinkle stickers. So again, really simple. It just takes a couple extra minutes to get all of your border pieces cut out, punched out, arranged and attached at the top, and then cut out. Okay? So love that. And that is layout idea number 1. Okay, so let me carefully take that and put it over here. Now let's talk about our second tool here, which is, gotta save these, the Tire Tracks Border Maker cartridge. Okay, so this is an edge style border maker cartridge. So let me explain what that means if you're not quite familiar, or you're kind of thinking, what are you talking about, edge versus chain? Remember how the gear wheels border punched out this chain style? It's not attached to any other paper. It's just a border on its own. The gears the tire tracks, will actually punch along the edge of a piece of paper. So you can cut to whatever size you want. Now, of course, because this is a border maker cartridge, we need to use the border maker system. And again, quick lesson for those of you who haven't used it before. You're going to go ahead and put the cartridge with the little teeth out, snap that in to the housing, and then this becomes your punch. Now the paper guide itself, kind of turn it over and get familiar with it. When you turn it over, there is a gray paper tray that you're going to open up and click into place. This blue arm lifts up, and that's where you put your paper. I'm going to use some brown cardstock here. Then, I don't know if you noticed, but this has magnets on it. So once you place your paper in and fit it into the corners of that gray paper tray, when you snap down the blue arm, it's going to hold your paper in place perfectly. And then this paper tray, you're just going to pop it back and put it back into the back of the guide. Okay, so that's just for lining up your paper and getting it in the right spot to do the punching. Now, you might have noticed that there's these little notches on the back of the paper guide. And I mentioned that the cartridges have teeth. So the teeth are going to fit into the notches, and that's what's going to position your punch properly. Say that 3 times fast. Position your punch properly so that you can go ahead and actually punch. So we're going to slide this in. There is a little manufacturing mark right here. You can see right in the middle. And that's going to match up with the manufacturing marks here. These little blue notches, or they're not notches, little blue marks, I guess. Okay, so you're just going to slide this onto your paper, slide your paper in between, and you're going to feel it lock together. When it's locked together, go ahead and punch. Then you're going to slide it up or down, and it's going to lock in place in the next punching spot. Slide it and lock, slide it and lock. And each time I punch, you can see the design starting to appear. Okay, there'll be a bunch of little debris pieces, and I did just want to show you that there's some fun little chevrons that punch out. You see that? So, definitely hang on if you like the idea of reusing some of your little punched out debris pieces. Hold on to that, put them in a little bag, and you can use them. All right, so this has punched along the edge, and now I can go ahead and trim it with our 12-inch trimmer to whichever size I want. So I'm actually going to trim it to 2 inches, because that's what I trimmed these other samples to. And now I've done one in black, but this is going to make a great pair of borders. I can place a maybe 3/4 inch strip. Yeah, so the punch is just shy of 1 inch, and then I've got another inch here. So I could place a maybe 3/4 inch piece of the paper there. I could also use, where's my borders, my sticker borders? There they are. So I could take some of these, sticker borders, and I could place those down here on that, solid paper. So there's lots I can do to make a really simple border. I'm just going to show you a couple of other things, though, that you can do with the same punch to make your border a little bit more interesting. Okay. So first of all, we're going to do kind of a double punch that's kind of back and forth. So this one actually is punched at 2 1/4. And then this one, which I punched at 2 inches, or I cut it 2 inches, you can see it looks like a double set of tire tracks. So let's make that one first, because I did cut this one to 2 inches. So after I punched, I cut it to 2 inches. So let's go ahead and do another set of punching. I'll give you a couple of tips. So just for kind of a reminder, it actually came out of the border punch in this direction. Okay, you can see that. So now to make it look like a double punched tire track, I just want to flip it over, and I'm going to punch this part now. So I'm going to feed this back into the tray. And of course, now you can see that it's too short. So you can use little Post-it notes there. For something like this, where I really want to make sure that the whole length of this too short border I want to make sure that it's secure. I like to use some blue or green painter's tape. This is a low tack tape, so it's not going to rip your paper. But the other thing I like to do with this before I put it on my paper is either, stick it to my skin first, so that the oils in my skin will take off some of the tackiness. You just want it to hold. You don't want it to stick forever. Or you're not going to be able to see this, but I like to press it onto my clothing. So press it onto my shirt, press it onto my jeans or something. And again, that fabric will help take some of the stickiness off. You can also use some Post-it notes, but you'd have to make sure that you use, a few so that the entire length is held in place. So I'm just going to tape that there, snap that down, and then I'm going to go ahead and punch again, exactly the same way as I did before. So now I'm going to have this double punched border. I love this. Just pull the tape back so you can see that it's not too sticky anymore. And then I've got that double punched look. So it looks like, maybe a double wide tire, like a truck tire or something. So I love the way that that looks. And I think that that's going to be a fun way to add a real sort of heft to this border. So that's the first way I would like to kind of, enhance or extend this border. Let's go ahead though and do a slightly wider one, this one. And for this one, it's going to be opposite, and we're going to leave a little space in between so that it looks like almost like a crisscross. So I'm going to need to punch another edge, because remember I cut all my punched pieces off at 2, and this one I need to cut off at 2 1/4. So let's put that in. No need to use the tape for that right now. Let's just go ahead and punch. And the reason I'm punching at 2 1/4 is just so that I can have a little bit of a space. Sorry, the reason I'm going to cut at 2 1/4 is just so that I have a little bit of a space that is the same size as the space running down the outside of my punch. So I just kind of went ahead and measured it. I just kind of put it along here to see, how big it would be, that kind of thing. So now I'm going to cut this at 2 1/4. And we're going to do the same thing. But now there's going to be that little bit of a space in between. We're also going to rotate it. So remember, it comes out this way, right? So now I'm going to flip it over, but I'm also going to rotate it, okay, or flip it both directions. So this way I should get a completely different direction. I can reuse this piece of tape, hold it down nice and tight, and go ahead and punch. So now my chevrons and my tire tracks will be going in the opposite direction. And that makes a completely different look. You can even, have more of a space in between so that, again, maybe you want to add, one of these sticker strips. It's not quite wide enough, although it's very close. So, if you just added just another 1/8 of an inch there to when you cut, then this would be a great looking border, and you can put some of these slim border stickers right down the middle. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I'm just going to stick this back on so I don't lose it. Let's go ahead and see what we can do in terms of making some kind of layout with one of these borders. And I think for simplicity's sake, I'm going to use one of the ones that has the 2 inches and only one side has been punched. We're going to come back and revisit some of these fun designs again in a minute. Let's see. Okay, I have these photos of Shane and Grayson, as I mentioned, at the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. All the classic bikes, all the gentlemen dressed up in this kind of, classic way, classic style. I love this tire track border punch, or this. This is the tire track border punch. I love this tire track patterned paper. And I think that this one will be a great backdrop. And we can go ahead and add a border. I'm thinking along just the top, for example. Let me take my time here and get this centered properly without trying to do it too fast. There we go. I'm thinking that adding this border just up here at the top will be really nice, because it's going to kind of connect to the dark brown tire tracks down here. Of course, it's the same kind of theme. It's all about tire tracks. And I'm going to get some of that nice ochre color from underneath. I'm going to leave a little bit at the top, and then I can use this strip to bring in something else. So let me go ahead and attach that. Just want to tack that down. And again, I think about, let's stick with 1/4 inch. So this is going to be 1/4 inch down from the top of the page. So I'm thinking that, you know, it gives me, I've got 3 all vertical photos. I'm thinking I could, you know, do something like this. Try to get some of the tire tracks in the background showing, you know, and then a little bit, I can, you know, cover up the corners of these. I don't even know who these people are. So again, it's not that important. It's the fact that we were taking pictures of all the different bikes. So I think that's a good kind of, you know, arrangement. So let's look back at some of our papers and see which ones might look good as an extra border. I think I'd like to bring in something with the black. So I've got nice light photos. They already have the border around them, so I don't need to map them. I've got, you know, the dark brown here, the dark brown here, and the ochre. So I feel like I'd like to bring in something with the black. So I could definitely do the checker. That would be fun. Don't want that one. I don't think I want lightning. But this color would actually pick up some of the colors in the photo as well. So maybe what I'll do, I can combine. I'm going to use the black checker stickers and this, I think they might be gears or pistons. It looks like an overall geometric, but I'm pretty sure they might be like pistons. I'm going to have to ask Shane what they are. So we've got 1 inch here. So let's do a 3/4 inch strip of this paper. See how that looks? Yeah, I like that. It kind of brightens it up a little bit. And then I can do that checkered border right on top. So I think that'll be nice because it'll bring in a little bit of a light color plus the black and white. So let me just go ahead and put this down, and then I can attach it all together a little bit later on. But again, we talked about borders last week and how a border can really make a page. And these are super simple borders to make, but just adding in some of the additional colors that you've got in your photos or that you want to highlight, that creates a lot of cohesiveness in your layout. Okay, so that's going to be my border, super fast. And I'm going to do something like that. Let's see, come back to our motorcycles here. Something like this, I think, would be great. Life on wheels, you know, maybe this fantastic, you know, something like that as my title. And then I could use either my write-on strips or a piece of, you know, another piece of this paper to do a little bit of journaling. I think I like the idea of journaling strips here. So something like that is going to be my second layout. Easy to put together because, again, we're just really focusing on that tire tracks BMC border. Okay, so that would be layout number 2. All right, let me get that one out of the way. And let's revisit this one. Because I have a fun idea for this and I haven't tried it, and I'm really hoping that it works. So this is one of those, okay, Noreen, what are you going to try to do? So let me get the paper that I was thinking of using. I love this one because it's kind of, again, got that sort of metal plate look to it. This one's a much darker brown, but I think I like this one here. And I'm going to use that with those 3 black and white sepia sort of color photos. Okay. So again, these are the photos of Shane at various times on the same bike, but they were all different. So I printed them in the sepia color. So I'm kind of thinking I might group them something like that. But I want some additional details. So of course I could add a border down this side here. That nice chunky border would take up a good amount of space. I could definitely do some layering, but the art person in me is kind of giggling and thinking about how could I use this with all of these great little punched out shapes. Could I use this as a stencil? So this is what I've done. I've punched the exact same one. Let me get it even in the direction same way. Just out of white cardstock. I will save this again for another layout. I can do it, on a contrasting background. It's going to look great. I'm willing to try it on this piece of paper. We'll see if it works. But what I'm thinking is that I'm going to place this on an angle, and I'm going to put some ink from our pens in this, in these little areas to create a tire track directly on the page. So let's go ahead and kind of get it set up where I think I want it. I'm just going to use some repositionable adhesive on here. And I think I'm just going to kind of go in here like this. Okay, so my photos are going to be about there. And I think I'm going to come down here and do another one at the bottom. So let's try this. And if it fails, well, I'm only human. Okay, so I've got a couple of things here. Let me get my photos out of the way so they don't get any ink on them. I love to paint and draw and do all that kind of stuff. I like to play with inks. I know that many of us in the creative memories world don't want to add inks and gels and pastes to our papers, that go in our scrapbooks. But I love playing with our pens. And if you joined me a few weeks ago, we took the rainbow dot pen roll-up caddy and all of the beautiful colors of pens that are in there, and we played around with them. So this is the same kind of idea. And this would be something that I would do on a personal page. So I thought I would share with you, and you can decide whether you want to try it or not. Now, if you don't want to try what I am going to do, of course you could take the fine tip edge of your, your pen, and you could just trace all of these little shapes. I've only done 3 there, but you're going to be able to get a sense that it's going to show a fun little pattern. But I'm going to push the ink into these areas. So what I'm going to do is open up the bold tip end, and I'm just going to draw a big squiggle of ink onto, this is the back of a yogurt container lid. Okay, now I have a fun brush that I use here. This is like a cosmetic brush. You could also use a little finger dauber or a little sponge, but I'm just going to spritz just one time with a little bit of water, and I'm going to mix this up into a paint. And I'm just gonna paint right over this. I might have to do it a couple of times because I don't have a lot on there. Just leave that out. This is the kind of stuff that satisfies my desire to get inky, right? To play with inks, to play with different kinds of mixed media, all that kind of stuff. So if you wanted to try some things like this, using our Creative Memories pens basically as ink is going to give you a real fun experience. So I'm not 100% sure that I've got it all, but hopefully we get a bit of a tire track pattern. Are we ready? Okay, fingers crossed. Oh yeah, that's fun. I like that. So it's just going to give a little bit of an extra element on this paper. So again, it's fast and it's easy. Let's just move this down. So we had it, about on this kind of angle. So I'm just going to move it down here to this corner. So I just want to do the corner down here. And let's do the same thing. I hope that's still in the camera. Okay, we're just going to go in. I feel like I don't have enough ink. Yeah, I think it might be a little bit too wet right now, but you really have already seen the magic reveal here. So you get the idea. And I'd love to know if you would try something like this. Would you try to kind of do a little stencil with this fun Tire Tracks BMC? There we go. Love that. So just that little bit extra is going to make all the difference. It's going to just change the way the paper looks, and it's going to give some direction. You know how we've talked about direction before. So I could actually see, if I was doing this and I had a little bit more time, I probably would have trimmed this down to a 5-inch, not a 5-inch. I would have trimmed it down by half an inch, maybe an inch, so that I could create a frame style layout. So you could see that something like that would really look great if it was just slightly smaller than the base page and then mounted onto some contrasting paper. But now when I go ahead to put my photos on, I've got like this nice little sort of area because of those 2 diagonal lines that I made. And it just sort of creates a nice little home for my photos. So for this one, I think maybe something like live fast, ride free, easy rider, something like that would be just enough embellishments to kind of pull that all together. So I love that technique, and I love using it with any of the punch out style of Boilermaker cartridges, because again, not only is this an edge punch, but you get the punch out pieces. So much fun. And I have to say that I know I see a comment there. The thought of ink and stamps terrifies me, both for mistakes and mess. I love the stickers, no mess. So that's why you need these. That's why you need to get the Buy It All bundle and get these fun, clear stickers. So let's just see. I've already got my tire track on there. You do have to be really careful with these because they are a little bit more delicate, if you know what I mean, than our regular stickers. So I just don't want to rip it as I'm pulling this off. So you may just want to be very, very careful. But here's what the tire track clear sticker would look like. So when we put that down, I do want to remind you, kind of like when you're burnishing something, you just want to take the back of your multi-purpose tool and really press it down. And that way it looks like the clear part of the sticker, it basically disappears. Okay, so you can see once you burnish it, the clear sticker look disappears. So you can definitely get this same kind of almost like a stenciled look, an inky look, with using these fun and fantastic clear stickers. So let's do a couple more. I love these kind of like splotches. Again, just be really careful. They are so delicate. But you know, down here, actually, maybe I would put it in here, just kind of tuck it behind my photo. Let me move it over a little bit. Okay, so you can kind of see the sticker part. Just rub it really well. We call this burnishing. Just rub that really well, and then you get that rub-on, inky sort of look without the mess. So that's why you want these. That's why you want to buy the Buy It All bundle. So you get all of these fun things. Let's do one of these larger tire tracks. So again, peel it off carefully. Let's do this one down here. And you know what? You can cut these. So if I want to use it in 2 places, I'm just going to cut that and put that over there. And then this one's, oops, this one's going to come out from behind this photo. So let me just lift it up instead. Okay, so that's where my photo is going to go now. So you can still see a little bit of that sticker. Burnish that down. And then I can use this one, you know, somewhere else. Maybe I'm going to use it over here, just to kind of bookend that. Okay, so if you like that look, but yeah, you're terrified, you don't want to try inks and stamps and that kind of stuff, this is a great way to get a really cool look Then you can add some more of these splatters. I love them, little oil splatters. Let's add one over here. Okay, so you can add those wherever you like. All right. So whether you choose to do something like the fun ink stenciling, I encourage you to give it a try on a piece of, scrap paper, just so you can see how it would work. And then you could decide if you want to try it or not. Okay. But definitely you'll want these because they are so much fun. We introduced these or something very similar last secret box of 2023. So the Sparkle and Shine, and people really loved them. Then we had rub-ons that were similar to this in secret box number 2, and people really loved them. Now we've got the clear stickers as part of the Revved Up. And it sounds like people are really loving those as well. So we aim to please. We always want to bring you stuff that's fast and fun to use. Okay? Now, speaking of secret box, I want to remind you that secret box number 2 is available for sale right now. And we are going to open it together on Friday, May 10th. And that's the Friday that the virtual crop, the May virtual crop will start. So 4:45 p.m. Now, again, we're going to have to see what's going on with Facebook, because if we can't stream into the virtual crop Facebook group, I'm not sure what we're going to do. But we will make sure that we have a plan and that we're letting you know. But we're going to be live unboxing 4:45 p.m. somewhere online, and we will let you know where that is. And then after that, you're going to be able to go and scan the little code that's on the card inside your secret box, and you're going to get an entire project booklet to download, as well as a video tutorial showing you how to make 4 gorgeous layouts. Okay, so it is a fantastic secret box. The achievers who earned the trip to Mexico got a sneak peek of it, and they all were raving about it. So you definitely want that. Another online event that's coming up is, of course, our online live NSD. Again, we'll be revisiting what that's going to look like based on whether it's Facebook restriction not to post in groups or not to stream into groups. We'll let you know. But you want to get the customer bundle, the NSD customer bundle. And if you've already created the NSD projects using the customer bundle that were in the project booklet, you still want to get another customer bundle, because we're going to do some different projects. Plus, we're going to have some surprises throughout the day. Prizes, of course, because it wouldn't be anything, Creative Memories without prizes. And I think we're going to have a couple of special guests hopping on and off throughout the day. So it's going to be a great NSD. And again, stay tuned for details, based on our findings for Facebook. Now, the last thing I want to tell you is that our current Earth Day promotion, and this is what I moved off to the side earlier today. Our current Earth Day promotion, which features an exclusive simple page kit with the purchase of qualifying products, that is going to end tomorrow at 11:30. So let me just give you a quick shot of the simple page kit. It's called Green Goodness in honor of Earth Day. Mother Earth features gardening themes. Look at this cute little gnome here. Love my planet, gardening, save the bees, be beautiful, all of those great things. So it's going to be great for all of your spring and gardening layouts. And you can see here the layout that you can create. Basically, the page kits feature 2 pre-printed base pages. Move that down a little bit. And 1 cut apart sheet that looks kind of weird on the front, but when you flip it over, you just cut along all of the lines, and then you arrange the numbered pieces according to the picture on the insert. So that simple page kit, Green Goodness, will be only available until tomorrow at 11:30. So if you're interested in that, you'll want to make sure that you have a look at it. But once that promo's done, we've got something else coming up for you, and we're really excited about that. When we've been doing some spring cleaning, and Sherry Reeland, our Director of Product Development, has, found all kinds of great stuff, and we are going to be cleaning it out. So we actually have two great promos for you. Let me see if I can find my graphic. First of all, you are going to get a great discount when you spend a qualifying amount in the spring cleanup specials category. So that is all kinds of decorative products from past collections that we are trying to clear out, make room for all of our new collections. And so you're going to be able to get a great discount on those. Plus, we have a punch BOGO. Yes, I said BOGO. Buy one, get one. So when you choose a border maker cartridge, a punch, or a shape maker, a standalone shape punch, from the list of qualifying punches, you can choose a free border maker cartridge, shape punch, or border punch from a limited amount of choices. So there's going to be some great deals starting at noon tomorrow. So again, Earth Day promo finishes 11:30. Queue starts at 11:30. You want to get in line and take a look at all of the goodies that will be available to you starting at noon Central Time. Okay, so spring cleanup and our Punch BOGO promos go live at noon tomorrow. Now, if you're an advisor, you're going to want to go and check your inboxes because we've sent you all of the details about that. And you can tell your customers, you can fill in your customers on all the details. If you're a customer, you're going to want to contact your advisor, find out all about it, see the landing page, all of that kind of good stuff, and get your orders ready for spring cleaning. Some of these items, are low quantities, so they may sell out faster. Of course, it's while supplies last. You'll want to get your spring cleaning goodies as well as your free or BOGO punches while supplies last, okay? All right, I am checking my list, checking it twice. I think that's everything. So again, Revved Up. I'm really revved up about this collection. Love it. Get the Buy It All bundle so that you can get those clear stickers. So much fun. With the Buy It All bundle, of course, you'll get both of the new tools that we talked about today. And I hope you try 1, 2, or all 3 of the types of layouts that we did today. Again, fast, fun, and focusing on those tools. Our tools make it so easy to create great layouts. All right. Don't forget about NSD. Don't forget about Secret Box. We've got so much fun stuff coming up. All right. I'm going to leave it with you there. I think that's everything. I did mention last week that I was going to be traveling next week, so plans have changed. So I will be back with you live next week, beginning of May, Wednesday, May 1st, 5 p.m., for sure in the YouTube channel. And we'll let you know what we find out about streaming into Facebook groups in the next few days. So we'll definitely post. Okay. So until I see you next week, have a great week. Thanks for joining me today and have fun getting revved up. Start your engines, ladies. All right. Take care, everybody. And bye-bye for now.